Hello everybody and welcome to the Cone Racing League. This is Cone Racing Championship Tier 2, Round 5 at Singapore. So back-to-back street circuits, and Q1 will be shortly underway. Okay, so let's see which drivers we've got. Leaving the pits, full grid of 20 again. And just a quick reminder of the championship, since VMark moved up to Tier 1, Alex TG now holds the championship lead by, how many? 37 points. He's certainly someone to keep an eye on. Yep, here we go, first man out on track, Joe Williams. So of course, not always the easiest circuit to get overtakes on, but there's some good opportunities to kind of send it up the inside. See how that goes. Qualifying might be an interesting one. Certainly with how close the field is, drivers will be hoping to not get blocked mid-lap. Very rarely happens, but has happened on one or two occasions. So let's see how it goes. There we go, more drivers leaving the pits. We've got Tobes, Jamie Robertson, and one of the Williams following through. Alex TG seems the likely one of the two. Yep, Alex TG. And the other Williams also leaving the pit lane. Okay. So actually it's quite a close battle for second in the championship. Tobes is only 1 point ahead of Dragon on Speed, 73 and 72 points. And then Big Bull's down on 60 points, not too far behind them. Yeah, more drivers leaving the pits now. And of course Joe Williams, we're hoping that not too many of them leave the pits just before he gets out the pit lane, or just before he gets to the pit lane. Doesn't want traffic. But if he does get to it, then that's straight on. Sector 1's the place to get it. And here we go around the final corner to start his first lap. And the first lap of qualifying. All drivers, of course, using the softs for Q1. Looks like he didn't take that section perfectly, but still plenty more lap and plenty more attempts for him to go. Fairly clean track ahead of him. Mercedes and the two Hasses might cause issues towards the end of it. But as always, these drivers are very good at keeping out each other's way when they need to. So yeah, if anybody wants to have a chat about the new liveries coming out, I know the Haas one came out today. A whole 5 sponsors, one of them being Pirelli. Certainly a very Russian looking car. But to be fair, quite a unique car considering what we've seen in previous years, so always nice for a change and not just another black or white car with one other colour integrated. I think my favourite so far that's come out this year is the Alpha. Ooh, invalidates his lap there on that corner. So then the next man, oh, and slides a bit. I believe the next man then, so his lap will be Tobes. Got a faster middle sector than Jay Williams. Now does have to worry about Sadistic King ahead of him, but I think Sadistic King soon wants to start his own quick lap, so yeah, it's not going to be a problem. Might even get a bit of toe on the end straight, ooh, but doesn't quite turn right enough and cuts the corner into the pit lane as he's invalidated his lap. And who else have we got? Next man to try and cross the line will be Jamie Robertson, and he will be the first man to set a lap. It's a 1:35.7, so not too bad by him. See what Alex TG can do. The Alpha is usually very good in qualifying. So there we go, 136 flat, 3/10 behind. And then over his teammate, the next man across the line. I believe Luca is a reserve. In fact, I think he only had his trial earlier this week. And they nearly placed him in Tier 1, so he should be one of the quicker drivers. And across the line, 36 flat, 3/10 behind his teammate. Certainly not a bad start at his time at CRL. The little one invalidating his lap. That leaves Jay Hartnell's the next man to cross the line. That chicane there, very easy to invalidate your lap if you're not careful. See how the drivers do, but so far I think more have got through than not. Jay Hartnell losing it there, but 36.7 puts him at the bottom of the drivers who have time so far. Two Hasses will be next, Pimis 37.1 and Carla 36.5 up into 4th for him. So yeah, Sprunky with the next man then. Round the final corner. Quite a slow lap by him, likely mistake somewhere. Only 44.7, he'll definitely want to improve on that lap. Ooh, which driver's that? Jay Williams going through loading traffic through. Sadistic King into the pits, invalidated lap for him. So who do we have next? Real DC, we're looking to start his lap soon. Is that a slow Ferrari? Letting drivers on the lap go through. So looking, Error Voice going to be starting his lap. We'll watch him through the first few corners. Try and get on board from another driver who's currently on their quick lap. And the little one then, with the little Juan. There we go. Didn't invalidate his lap this time, up into 4th of 36.1, nearly 36.2. The two Alfa Romeos both in first sector. Nice gap between them. Jay Hartnell into the pits for him. As seems slightly for the Haas. Yeah. Okay, Tobes will be starting his lap. So we have Jay Williams behind him starting his lap. Maybe I'll see Sprunky sets another lap. Didn't look like an improvement. I know it was an improvement. He had the 144 before, now down to a 137.1. 100th and a half ahead of Pimis. So we will hop on board with... Which Alfa Romeo is that? Jamie Robertson. That man's going into the pits, okay. And the next people will be the two Alpha Tauris. Sorry for jumping between the cars. It's quite hard to tell which car's which on track. So Error Voice then around the final corner. Let's see where he'll slot in. He sits at 37.1, right in amongst the pack there. Although towards the back of it. And CRL, sorry, Real DC up into second with a 35.8 for him. Yeah, well, Luca, if you get a full-time seat, you'll get plenty more races with a full lobby here. It certainly hasn't been a not full lobby this season. Not sure if there was last season, but majority of them. So Tobes then, what lap time will he set? One of the quicker drivers here, certainly doing decently this championship, currently in second position. Yeah, up into 6th with 36.3. Just short of all those other drivers, not too far behind the leaders. And then the other Ferrari crossing the line, and he will set a 35.5 up to the leader, up to the front for Pheasant Plucker. Who do we have next then? Captain Nick, not yet to set a lap. It's on his out lap currently. As is the driver behind him, KXI. Right, we'll follow Godly Noob. Very good qualifier. So yeah, purple middle sector for Godly Noob. Let's see if he can join his teammate up the front, maybe even challenge for the top position. Now the Alfa Romeos always look extremely strong in Q1 and Q2 and do a decent job in Q3 as well. It seems to be their race strategy that holds them back a bit. We'll see if they can change that this race. Up into first for him, 35.5, exactly 100th ahead. So yeah, ooh, Godly Noob currently 15th in the championship. Of course, his qualifying pace you'd expect otherwise. So we'll see if he can get a good result here. Big balls now. Jay Williams staying well out the way. Underneath that tunnel. See, can he avoid invalidating it here? Could have had a slightly faster entry here, but we'll see what time he gets when he crosses the line. It's a 35.4 up to the front for him. So not a bad lap at all. So then KXI will be the next man to set his first lap. Currently less than 2 seconds separating the whole field. KXI at 36.9 up into 12th, just behind his teammate. 5 drivers going to be knocked out, so he might be at risk if he doesn't improve that time. Okay. Is that one of the... Is Godly Noob improving his lap or on an in-lap? He's on an in-lap. And Sadistic King is on an out-lap. What else do we have? Sprunky is on a... I know. Okay, stay on board with Dragon then. Who got a purple middle sector? Yeah, today I am alone in the commentary box. I had a co-commentator last week, but it's quite late for him, so he's unable to do it consistently. So if you know anyone else who'd like to join me in the commentary box, then that's more than good, but for the moment you've got just me. But Dragon, 36.7, up 12th for him. Might need to improve that lap. There's a chance he'll be safe with it. I think he'll certainly feel more assured if he can improve. Here we go, Claire PR, 36.4, decent lap by him, that might be enough to get through. Just 5 minutes left on the clock. I assume that's a waiting for a teammate case for Big Balls. Okay. So just the 2 Renaults left to set the lap. Actually, one behind the other. Sadistic King with the first of the 2 to set a lap, unless he invalidates this one. So Big Bull's happy with his lap. Now Sadistic King, opposite to the Alfa Romeos, he seems to have quite a weak qualifying and then a very strong race strategy and pace. So if he can only get a good qualifying out, we might see a podium by him, perhaps even a win. But here we go across the line. Ooh, a 37.5 and then ends his qualifying, so he will not be going through. His teammate speeding past. Luca retiring, should be safe in 7th. We do now of course know that 4 of the drivers remaining on the track will not be going through. Pimis looking to improve his lap, as is Error Voice, who is currently up a 10th in the first sector. Whereabouts is Jay Williams, also in the first sector. So we will follow Error Voice for now. So let's see how he's doing after the second sector, how much he's looking to improve. Now 2.5 tenths up, that looks at putting him into 14th position. If he can improve slightly more, that could be 12th or maybe even higher, depending on how much he gets. Thank you. Hopefully I can keep it up this good throughout the whole race. Go another man happy with this lap, both real DC and Golly Noob actually. And also the other FMA, JB Robertson, the Error Voice crossing the line, he moves up into 11th, 36.4 for him. So that's a fairly significant improvement. I believe Pimis also just improved, yep, 36.1 by him, up to 10th position. Captain Nick, first lap, 35.5, and that lap should be safe. So that's puts, yeah, KXI need to get a good lap, as will Jay Williams. Needs to change tyres quickly if he wants to make it through to Q2. Sprunky a 10th down after the first sector, but now 2.5 tenths up. And again, that looks to be about 17th position, depends on how much he can improve on his previous sector 3. No traffic ahead of him to worry about, so just him on the track. Let's see, hasn't invalidated it here. So coming round the final corner. How much does he improve? Ooh, and lost 3 tenths in the last sector to his previous lap. Does not improve his lap. There's one more shot. This final lap he's on. KXI then invalidated his lap. But of course he can still get to the line and is happily cutting the corners to make sure he gets there in time. Although he would get there in time anyway, but better safe than sorry. Here else Error Voice, one of the drivers at risk. It certainly won't be this lap, so we'll have to make it the next lap. But he's out of fuel, so I'd expect he'll be nipping into the pit lane. And that will end his Q1. May make it through to Q3. Not in the greatest position. So far Jay Williams and Sadistic King will not be advanced into Q2. 3 more drivers to see. So both KXI and Dragon 2.5 tenths up. That'll look at getting him to 14th or 13th. But of course, still 2 more sectors to improve on. We'll follow Sprunky as he'll be the first of the drivers in the bottom 5 across the line. 3 tenths up after the second sector. But 3 tenths might only be 16th. Ooh, and he invalidates his lap there, so that's him going to be in 19th position on the grid. KXI down a 10th. How about Dragon? Dragon with the purple middle sector up 8.5 tenths. So Dragon looking very strong here. Likely to knock Jay Hartnell out. Dragon's third in the championship currently, so as long as he can avoid invalidating his lap, this man will be looking to be about, guess, 9th position. Maybe even higher. So we'll see as he comes across the line. Up into 4th for him, exactly the same time as Captain Nick. So it's just now down to KXI, who's also 7 tenths up. So it looks like he'll be knocking Kyle out if he can avoid invalidating through these final chicanes. The only man, it's a battle of can he beat Kyle here. Ooh, nearly turns in too early, realises his mistake, but of course he has so much time. He only needs 4 tenths of improvement. So it seems very likely he'll be going through, and there we go, up into 10th for KXI. Didn't quite see what time, but just saw he jumped up to 10th. So yeah, well done to him. Both Dragon and him pulling a very good final lap despite the pressure. Would have been under. There we go, Dragon and Captain Nick, identical times for those two. And Pheasant Plucker only 1,000th behind, so look how close those 3 were. Then further down the order, yeah, not too far between the drivers. 1.4 seconds was too far back for Kyle. And also Jay Hartnell, Jay Williams, Sprunky and Sadistic King. He finished his lap, but then immediately binned it in the wall and lost a tyre. So we'll see how many positions he can gain throughout the race. But yeah, fairly decent qualifying. Certainly Luca seems to be fitting well into Tier 2. Okay, so just, yeah, the reserves are Luca. Oh, Pimis is a reserve. Looking at this. Seen him multiple times, so it probably won't be too long till he himself gets a seat. Okay. Dragon a wheelie on the pit lane. Who else? One of the Hasses. In fact, only one Hass left, so that'll be Pimis. Well, yeah, the last track was Baku, so by not being here last round, you managed to have back-to-back, managed to avoid back-to-back street circuits. I didn't realise you were reserve Pimis. I've just seen your name multiple times. I'd assumed that you had a full-fledged suit. So the Alfa Romeos, quite often you'll find them giving each other slipstream. Usually it's Godly New giving Jamie Robertson the slipstream. So he generally is the quicker of the two in qualifying. Right. Yes, there's post-race interviews for the drivers on the podium. So if you are one of those three, then I will send you an invite from Cool Dude Boy, or Cool_Dude Boy is the account I'm sending the invite from. So just hop in the party with me. So it looks like at the moment Dragon with the first man to start his lap. Now all drivers were within 1.2 seconds, or sorry, within 1.3 seconds in Q1, so let's see how much that narrows down. Q2 usually the closest of the three qualifiers. I think Q3 pressure gets to the drivers quite a bit, but Q2 it's an absolute battle. I will see quite a lot of the drivers on the mediums actually. I should have had that fitted. That Dragon, not one of them. Decides to just want a nice clean lap on softs, and that looked to be a very good first few corners for him. Using all the curb, nearly a bit of oversteer there, but catches it well, and a very clean track ahead of him. This will be the soft lap he's looking for, as long as he can get a nice clean one in. Of course the man's going to be set in purple first sectors. Oh, but Jamie Robertson gets a purple first sector, despite being on the medium, and beats Dragon's time. Godly New been able to beat his time though. Through these corners, clattering over the curbs. On board with the Alfa Romeo. Shall see if the Alfa Romeo can. It looks to be faster than Dragon again. How about Godly Noob? Is he faster in this sector? He is not. So Jamie Robertson on a very good lap, it seems. So we'll see where he slots in. This might mean he's able to start on the mediums. Although on a track like this, safety cars are fairly likely. So you don't want to be two sets in the ways of your strategy. But Dragon across the... oh, no, into the pit lane. Don't know what happened for him there. 35.9 on mediums for Jamie Robertson. Now we know that's good after what we saw in Q1. Godly Noob's teammate 7/10 back with 36.6. So you expect Dragon to invalidate his lap. Pimis also into the pit lane. Real DC across the line. He'll set a 36.1. So above Godly Noob. Who else do we have? Luca. Sets a 38.8. So possibly a mistake by him there somewhere along the lap. Pheasant Plucker, another man to invalidate his lap. Driver's now pushing harder. Seems that's more likely to be happening. KXI then. First man to set a lap on softs. Oh, too wide there. No, he won't be. Alex TG will take up that role then, and he'll set a 35.6 up to the front for him. He'll be happy he's in front of the mediums. And the little one will be next. Another driver on mediums. 36.2 for him. Big Bull's into the pit lane. 2 Alfa Romeos. Looks like Godly Noob going around again, and he's half a second quicker. So we're looking to challenge his teammate as possible. Wasn't happy with his first sector and choose to make it a slow lap. Wasn't paying enough attention. So this is important chicane in qualifying. Plenty of laps getting validated there. He makes it through. How many places is he going to get here? Gains just under half a second. Jumps the little one, but not able to catch up with the real DC or his teammate. So Jamie will be into the pit lane, as will the real DC, and as will Luke. So Pheasant Plucker then. He's got a few more corners. Here we go. Forward's cutting it there. Oh, this car, yeah. Into the pit lane for him. I believe that man might be too low on fuel. So KXI invalidated his lap. Which driver is that? That is Alex on a slow lap. Who's behind him? The little one into the pit lane. Or is that the other Alfa Romeo? Overvoicing his out lap. Are there any drivers on the lap? Pimis? No, out lap. Godly Noob on a in lap. Right, we'll follow our voice then, because he'll be starting his lap soon. Ooh, does that? Yep, goes wide at the last corner, and that invalidates both his out lap and his current lap. So we'll have to go around again. Because that was so soon, he might just be able to be nice to his soft tyres and keep them round for another go. Godly Noob getting out of the way into the pit lane, and Pimis starting his lap on the softs. Oh, who's that? Luca staying well out the way. It might have been a spin that caused him to get into that position, but either way, not blocking Pimis on his lap. See, not too many drivers set a lap on the soft so far. That was purple first sector. Now the drivers who've done laps on mediums, only real DC has changed to softs within the pit lane. More of them might be forced to set a lap on softs later. Nearly half the qualifying already gone, so it does look like it's a bit of a mad dash towards the end. Pimis again with another purple sector. Purple sector 2 for him. So he'll now be hoping he can get a nice clean last sector and finish it off as fast as he can. Across the final chicane, really going over that curb. Avoids a penalty though, which is what matters. Round the final corner, turns in a fraction too late, doesn't cost him too much. 37.2. Fairly hefty mistake then, somewhere I suspect, in that last sector. Big balls then, we set on the lap on these medium tyres. The man that came second in the championship last season. Where is he this season? Currently fourth. Ooh, loses it a bit, goes wide and invalidates his lap. Not great for him. So that's Pheasant Plucker starting his lap. Also with Aero Voice on the lap, so we'll jump on with Aero Voice. He sets himself a purple middle sector. And if you see any yellow flags throughout the qualifying, that is just a driver going slow. Sure, most people watching probably played this game themselves and know that, but just in case. Here we go then, Aero Voice. Over that final chicane, round the corner. And we'll see where he slots into the times. 36.2 for him, up to 5th. That might be enough. Certainly lots of drivers. Dragon and KXI still in the pit. And yet to set a time. Oh, Pimmy's there clipping the wall, loses a bit of front wing. He'll be into the pit lane. Big Balls invalidated his lap. This Pheasant Plucker also invalidated. Tobes on an out lap. A Renault behind, also on an out lap. Club PR on an out lap. Is anyone on a lap? Everybody's on an in lap, isn't he? Yeah. How about that, Williams? No, okay, we will hop on board then with whichever Ferrari that is. Oh, Tobe saves that. Pheasant Plucker just starting his lap. Just so far, quite a wide variety in the times actually. The top 6 are fairly close together. 6/10 separating them. Pheasant Plucker with the purple first sector. He is going to have a clean track, so it's just up to him to get the lap in. I believe he invalidated a lap earlier on in the session. Yeah, I think Aero Voice about to enter the pits after invalidating his lap. And I think Luca will also be starting his lap shortly. Then another purple sector for Pheasant Plucker. Now sometimes the purple sectors are inaccurate. I'm not sure if this is one of those times, because I didn't see Godly Noob get the purple sectors. But we'll see. Using all the curb there. Around the final corner. Ooh, narrowly avoids going wide. 35.6 up to the front for him. Be happy with that lap. That will almost certainly be enough. Captain Nick still on the medium tyres. So this will be his first lap. And actually his only lap. Oh, only lap. He might get one more in if he keeps going. No, he'll get one more in if he goes around. 36.1. Captain Nick, however, will not get a lap in on the softs, so medium is the tyres he will be starting on, unless he does not finish in the top 10 and opts for the hards. Ooh, not particularly ideal line by Tobes though. But Lucas 6/10 up. I'll put him at 38.2. Don't know where he lost time on the rest of them, so there's a chance he will gain more than just 6/10 on the rest of the field. Yeah, you could say gain more than 6/10. A 35.3 up to the front for Luca, and that is the quickest lap we've seen so far today. So Clerpiart then 2/10 down for him. That man is on an out lap. How about... Oh, that's Pheasant Plucker on track there. Although he is on a slow lap and therefore will probably be into the pit lane. Yep, so that finishes his Q2, although he will be going through to Q3, it seems. So we'll follow Tobes for the last few corners. Another driver committing to the mediums. And a 36.1, 2,000ths ahead of the real DC. And there's a chance that that might be the position that makes the difference between the two of them. Which driver is that? That is Clerpiart into the pit lane. Dragging on speed then with the next man to try and move up the order. Currently outside the top 10, but yet to set a lap. 35.8 up into 4th for him. He'll likely be safely through. Big balls then with the next man on the soft compound. And up into first for him, 35.2, again, another fastest lap we've seen so far. So Pimis with the next man. Oh, no. Him and Luca both opting for the pit lane. Which driver is that? That's KXI. His first and final lap. 36.1, not enough for him. Just the little one left fighting to get through. 3/10 up, but he hits the wall there. And into the pit lane, not going to try and improve. 3,000ths ahead of his teammate, 4,000ths behind Aerovoice. Pimis there having a trip to the pit wall. So that concludes. No more drivers are on the lap, so that concludes the qualifying session. This man setting the fastest lap. So KXI, Aerovoice, the little one, Clerpiart and Pimis will not be advancing to Q3. To be fair, you got your lap in before you decided to bin it, so you've got that for you. Okay, so here we go. Both Ferraris, both Williams, both Alfa Romeos through. The big balls, Luca Pheasant Plucker, Alex Dragon, Jamie Robertson, Tobes, Real DC, Captain Nick and Godling New with the drivers through. KXI, Aerovoice, the little one, Clerpiart and Pimis will not be going through. But a lot of the drivers there making it through on the medium tyres. So that will mix up strategy. Only the top 4 will definitely be starting on the softs. Maybe some drivers further back a lot for the softs. But anyway, who used mediums did it because that's the strategy they want to use. So we'll see how it goes. But certainly going to have a bit of a mix up in the strategy then. And of course KXI within a second of first, but still not able to get through. But on to Q3 to decide which man will get pole. Oh, and it's raining. That's a twist. Okay. So, might see different drivers going quicker then now. Only on the inters for the moment. Looks like Tobes and Big Balls going to meet some of the earlier men to brave the wet. Also, Real DC. Now we haven't seen, I don't know if we've seen any rain this season in Tier 2. I know there was some in Russia for both Tier 1 and Tier 3. So I'm not too sure which the drivers here are wet weather wizards. But I guess we might be able to find out which one's the best at hot lapping in the rain. Certainly many of the drivers going out immediately to try and get a lap. I'm not sure if the rain's due to increase and how strong it is or not. Of course, as a spectator you get even less information than the drivers, other than being able to see all the times, so not too sure what's going to happen with that. At the moment, 8 out of 10 drivers all going out on track. Just going to have to be careful not to get in each other's way. So there is quite a big clump of them here. So we'll see how this goes. Other Ferrari. Pheasant Plucker also now leaving the pits, leaving just Godly Noob in the pits. So I'm not sure. Ooh, and Godly Noob's just chosen to retire. I'm not sure if the man just hates rain that much, or he is just not in the mood, but Godly Noob will not be setting a lap in this qualifying session. So the only way he'll stay above the rest of them is if they all bin it. But we'll see. Anything can happen in the rain. It might improve, it might get worse. Tobes is the first man to trial it. Oh, it looks like there's some side-by-side action here. Luca going into the pit lane. I'd expect quite possibly some front wing damage for him. Tobes still got his front wing after the first few corners. And of course a clear track ahead of him. I'll see if any of the drivers so far, looks like not many, none I've seen yet have invalidated their lap, so good for them. Tobe's still the man leading the pack here. The rain not yet too bad. Of course, he's going to get another purple sector as the first man out on the track. Let's see if Real DC will beat him in this sector. Looks like he's not. How about Dragon? No, so Tobes might be on for a quick one here. Going to cautiously go over the curb though. Here we go, coming towards the final turn. This set of 53.9. 54.1 for Real DC. 54.1, ooh, just quicker for Dragon. Shout for Jamie Robertson with the next man. 55 flat for him. And Captain Nick, 54.5. Big Balls. Must have invalidated his lap, but it was a 2-minute flat. And then Alex TG 54.4 just ahead of Captain Nick. Pheasant Plucker with Luca in his out lap just behind him. Not getting himself a purple middle sector and pulling Mahaver. Which is interesting because Luca's the one man not currently on a lap, but I guess Pheasant Plucker even less happy with his, letting Luca through. Now, I assume he took out his front wing, so I'll be hoping not to repeat that mistake. Bit of slide in there, skid marks. Cautious on the throttle. Pheasant Plucker Looks like a man into the wall again. Yep, lots of his right. Front wing gone. Luca. Oh, of course it was an outlap, wasn't it? Oops. So pheasant plucker. Is he going to be into the pit lane? Oh yeah, new front wing. So he will be into the pit lane. And the other driver's going around for another lap. I'm not sure. Real DC looks like he is. Now will he improve? I'm not sure if he will. Yes, he will. Just up to the front with the 53.7. Just under 2/10 ahead of Tobes. Captain Nick will be looking to improve as well. I think he definitely will here. Up to the front for him with 53.5 again, just under 2/10 ahead of the previous time. Alex TG up into third with a 53.7. 4/10 behind Real DC. And Luca then still needing to set his first lap after taking a pit earlier. But it doesn't look like the track is getting any worse yet. Drivers still able to set slightly quicker times as they get more used to the weather. Oh, yellow flag maybe in a driver into the wall there. Mercedes still has his front wing. So he set himself with 54.2, up into 6th for him. And actually they look fairly close together despite the rain still. So Real DC will be into the pit lane. Dragon. He's going to go around trying to improve his lap, but it's not going to be an improvement. So yes, he's starting another quick lap now. Captain Nick into the pit lane. Big Bulls might be going around again, might be going into the pit lane, can't yet tell. And then, of course, Luca 0.5 up in his previous lap. But needs more than that to get up with the rest of the drivers. Pheasant plucker yet to set a lap. Soon restarting his first. But only 3 minutes left of the qualifying session. So Luca not going to be improving on this lap. Dragon though, 10th and half up after the first sector, and the 10th and half where he is will gain him, what, 2 positions, maybe 3 if he gets the second and third sector down good as well. Oh, now 0.5 down, so we'll see what we can do with the last sector. Does look like the rain has died down a bit now. I'll just stick it onto fitted. No drivers yet going for softs. There's a chance one of them will risk it and try and go in for a lap, but actually if they haven't done it already, no, none of them are going to get a lap in on the soft. But fastest lap for Dragon there, 53.4. Puts him up to the pole, or provisional pole I should say. Alex 2/10 down and a trip into the wall. Whoa, or not. Just a very laggy trip into the wall, only to be pinged back on track. This man then ran the final 2 corners. And he sets himself for 53.4 into second position. 11 thousandths behind Dragon for him. Pheasant Plucker. We have this lap and the next lap, but if that was a piece of his front wing, no, his front wing is intact. Luckily for him, just bumped tyres with the wall, nothing more. Nearly goes deep there and hits the wall again. Perhaps pushing it a little too hard in the rain. Here, that DRS enabled, the sign that the rain isn't as bad now. Pheasant Plucker 53.7 for his first lap. Saw lots of 53.7s before. Or perhaps braked slightly too much for Jamie Robertson there. Still improves by 1.4 seconds of the 53.5. 100th ahead of Captain Nick. So these drivers into the pit will not be improvements, so that's the bottom 4 drivers decided. Pheasant Plucker 2/10 up. So it could potentially be challenging for the front here now. Jump aboard with, oh, who was that? So Dragon improves by 7/10, so 152.7 for him. Now, is that enough to keep him up front? Alex can't improve his lap, he's invalidated his. Might have to watch himself tumble down the order. Pheasant Plucker with the next driver. Of course, the rain almost entirely gone. Oh, very deep for him there. He does have to worry about is the man on a timed lap behind him. This could cause problems for the both of them. He's 3/10 down. Rio DC didn't see how much was up, but a purple middle sector for him. So Alex pulls over to the side there. Rain helps mix things up. Certainly haven't seen much recently. But be glad you got rain here, not Monaco. I know Pheasant Plucker across the line. Is he going to improve? I think he will. Yep, 53.6. Jumps the Rio DC, who does improve, but not enough to get it back. Captain Nick's invalidated his lap, as is Alex. So just Jamie Robertson, can he get... Oh no, he's too far back. So this is your order. This is your top 10. Dragon on speed, get in that pole position. Certainly speed today. Okay, so Dragon, Alex TG, Jamie Robertson, Captain Nick, Pheasant Plucker, Real DC, Tobes, Luca, Big Balls, and then Godly Noob. He just decided he simply could not be bothered to set a lap in the rain. Not too sure of his reasoning, but we'll see how he does in the race. So yeah, Real DC was 5/10 up, then he managed to spin it in the last corner. Oof. That's, yeah. But no, Dragon, good job there. You can see just how close they were from 6th to 2nd. Not much between those drivers at all. Just over a 10th and a half. These drivers not quite getting the laps they would have wanted. Let's see. Jump into the formation lap. Now, is it going to be raining? We will see. No, it's not going to start with rain. Right, well then, good luck to all our drivers. It'll be interesting to see how this race plays out. Dragon, be able to maybe gain some positions, jump up 2nd in the championship, close that gap to Alex TG. Of course, if he gets 1st, then he can get up to the top if Alex comes 14th or 15th. It could be tied if he's 13th. Yeah, good luck to all our drivers. Try not to kill each other, and we'll see how this race goes. So here we go now, formation lap underway. So we're sticking it on tyre so we can see strategy wise what people are going for, and then once the first few laps are underway I'll stick it onto position change so we can see who the big gainers and losers are, and then we'll stick it back to tyre once it's settled down a bit so we can keep an eye on drivers' strategy. So yeah, 4 drivers opting for the hard tyres. Interestingly, Pimis and Kyle in the Hasses opting for the soft and further down the order, and in the top 10 only Alex Pheasantplucker, Luke and Big Balls having to use the soft tyres. See how this race goes. I think any of the top 2 are definitely both in a chance for winning. Captain Nick might get the win. We'll see. Jamie Robertson stands a good chance of getting the win, but of course race strategy hasn't always been the greatest. We'll see if we can change that today. Sadistic King will likely do some kind of crazy comeback and finish about 10th position. Maybe even higher, knowing him. But yeah, looking at all these drivers, there's none of them that I consider to be the slower ones. You know, they're really quick ones, but there's not one driver in this league who is slow, which is always great to see. So, shortly pulling into the grid. Oh, that Williams clipped the wall. Doesn't look like Alex is getting a bit of lag here. It's a few times we've seen this car go into the wall, but not actually. Just hopefully that doesn't cause too many other problems for the drivers. Race will get underway shortly, and we will see how that affects the drivers around him. Dragon now pulling into his space. Let's hope the Ferraris don't take each other out into the first corner. And there we go, lights out. So moves already, Sprunky gaining a position. Gaining 2 positions for him. Mild contact between the Renault and the Alfa Tauri. Pheasantplucker down 2 positions, Tobes down 1. The 2 Ferraris both dropping massive amounts of positions. Kyle up 4 positions. Saw some flying front wing there. That looked to be from the Renault. Is that the left end plate of Captain Nick? I believe it is. It might be straight into the pit lanes for him. That won't be too good after managed to get through on the medium tyres. Side by side to that corner. A bit of contact around the outside for Luca. Very good overtake by him. Of course, the driver, many drivers around him on the medium tyres, so he'll have that advantage. Golly Noob looking at an overtake, not able to do anything. Pheasantplucker though closing the gap because of Golly Noob's attempt there. May have received himself a warning for that. It's interesting that he lost positions to many of the drivers. Oh, bit of a knock-on effect there. Interesting that Pheasantplucker lost positions on the soft tyres. Most of the drivers he got past him were on the medium. But Luca with a very good start to his race. This rain's not his forte, but being quick on soft tyres is. Yeah, KXI down 5, Club PR down 4. Sprunky up 6 positions. I don't know what he's doing, but he's been doing well. Side by side battle behind him. This Pheasantplucker already 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Ooh, bit of contact there. Pimis tucking in behind. Driver's been very cautious here. Big balls into the pits. Ooh, caught the wall, well, caught the curb and spins it. Knocks himself out. Sadistic King into the pit lane. That is a virtual safety car. So Big Balls and Sadistic King. Is anyone else in the pits? Just those two, I believe. Yeah. The free reign. So Dragon is still a man up front. The board is just broken. Certainly plenty happening on the first race. First lap. Codemaster seems to think it's lap 3. They're very incorrect. So far, Big Ball's holding out on those medium tyres, keeping Alex behind him. Excuse me. Virtual safety car down. It's back underway in racing. Any battles? Looks like Aerovoice may have tagged the wall there. Still with his front wing intact. So DRS now enabled. They are actually now onto lap 3, which means the interval is going to suddenly fix itself. Makes my job easier. Probably no, quite a slow exit there. Turned in too much, bit of side-by-side action here. Ferraris. Tobe's coming out on top. The little one though, we're looking to take advantage of this. You might be able to get both of them if he plays this right into this corner. Pheasant Plucker not activating DRS. That's a mistake and a half. There we go, loses a position for it. Gets pushed out slightly wide there. Might be unhappy about that report, that incident. The little one going deep. There's a bit of contact between these two. See if there's any other battles further up the order. Bit of a train going on here. 1.8 seconds though between Captain Nick to 3rd position. They all seem to be spreading out. Looks like Dragon's escaped the DRS. Or maybe he's right on the limit of if he is or not. Here we go, Real to see looking to get past Luca. These three right neck and neck here. Three white cars, all just a different secondary colour, and Dragon again set in the fastest lap, and he's doing it on the mediums. Managed to avoid DRS in that corner. Ooh, who caused that yellow flag? That was a spin by Luca. The man not dead, just a very unhealthy looking front wing. So he'll be hoping for a safety car after such a good start. That's a shame for him. So we'll see what he can do. Oh, no, seems he doesn't. Luca not happy with his race and choosing to end it. Ooh, side by side, that's an interesting place to try and go side by side through. Sprunky choosing to stay back. I can't remember what Sprunky did in qualifying, but he certainly seems to be far quicker than time he got in qualifying. Up 8 positions, the man up the furthest positions so far. Stick it back to tyres now so we can see what people are doing. And interestingly, of the 4 drivers who started on the softs in the top 10, only one of them has actually gained position. Oh no, none of them have gained positions. Alex has stayed in the same position though. Ideally, he'd like to move up the order. Although there is only one position for him to gain. That driver is pulling away. Let's see. Still 18 drivers left. An overtake there. Can he keep it? Yep. DC looks for the cutback, but golly, Noob timed that braking perfectly. There's a battle here for second. I think a mistake by Jamie Robertson. Oh no, Alex TG. Ooh. Hate to be racing around that. That does not look particularly pleasant to drive behind. So hopefully that doesn't cause too many problems for any attempted overtakes. I think Jamie Robertson taking that more cautiously than he'd hoped to be. Sprunky looking to gain more positions, now driving on softs ahead of him. Good exit to that corner while Carl makes a small mistake, gains time on him because of it. And now 3-second penalty for him. Wrong thing. So far just 3-second penalties for the 3 drivers who've got penalties. But of course, we're only 1/6 of the way into the race. Actually 20% now. It's Pheasant Plucker into the pits on his softs. And that is Error Voice, the AlphaTauri of Error Voice, made a mistake there. Suspect he caught the curb. And there's a bit of AlphaTauri front wing you can see. So we'll see this man crawl into the pits. Yep. That's 4 drivers in the pits currently. So Alex is also pitting. As Big Balls gets the fastest lap on some hard tyres. Gotta congratulate the man for doing that. If they are preserving the tyres for the moment and have quite a lot of fuel on, still an achievement and a half, plenty way getting back up the field. Although a lot of drivers not currently in traffic further down the order. Sprunky ran the outside of Kyle again. Look at that. Very nice overtake by him. That yellow flag is for Big Balls. Man is not dead. Maybe it's getting through. More front wing may have been lost there. Hard to see the end plates from this angle. Let Sadistic King through though. Knows it'll be slow through the twisted section, so I suspect he has lost some front wing because of that action. Those two battled it out for the championship lead last season. Sadistic King just coming out on top. Godly Noob looking for the move here, has the overspeed. Ooh, Captain Nick, a little bit squeezed there, but Godly Noob gets through and gets that position. They're looking to challenge back though. Ooh, Claire PR brakes later, makes it work perfectly there. Sorry to suddenly jump between battles. The little one goes deep. Toad's looking to gain some positions. Big Balls there, yep, pitting. Also Toby with the helmet looking very similar to the new Haas car. Jay Williams. We're hoping to close this gap. He is on a soft compound of tyres. Still this group here, quite a long train. Stretching all the way from Godly Noob down to the little one. And Alex now getting the fastest lap. Maybe looking to get his way back up through the order after that pit stop. Ooh, and again the little one going deep there. Needs to be more careful. That's the second lap in a row we've seen him do that. You do better if he just takes his time, plays the long game, just keeps looking for overtaking opportunities, and he clearly seems to be the faster driver of the two of them. If he keeps gaining time, if he keeps going for moves before he's close enough, he's just going to keep losing time, not able to get the move done. Of course, it won't be too long till the drivers start pitting who are on the medium tyres. So let's see, the little one's slower out that final corner. None of the drivers really able to gain anything in that train. The two Hasses seem to be battling away. Unsure if them the voice party together and therefore working together. Although Alex on Claire PR. Oh, still. I mean, you can see the line he's taking. It looks very clean, but of course, quite often he's bouncing around all over the place. And Alex nice and cleanly through on his fairly fresh medium tyres. Hunting down Jay Williams now. Another man also on the mediums, but on older mediums, so Alex will have the advantage now. His tyres have a couple laps to warm up. As the Hasses trade positions here. Kyle past Pimis. Seems they are battling away. But of course, unless there's a safety car, it's going to be quite tricky for them to catch up with the rest of the pack. But any of these drivers can go for the move into turn one. It looks like the little one's got a bit of a run here. Oh no, not able to keep gaining that time. Oh, we might see Alex make a move on Jay Williams here. Haven't gained half a second since we were last on board with him. Goes a bit deep though, loses time and will not get it on this particular corner. About little one here. Ooh. Nearly got it done. Might be able to get it done down this straight. Can't tell if it's just the car. I know Captain Nick does not have DRS. Anyway, a very close pack of four of them here. Not too much separating them. If the little one can avoid going deep into this corner as we've been doing the last few laps, you might stand a chance. But actually, to be fair, didn't get too deep that time. Didn't lose too much time. Might be able to set something up on this next DRS straight. There we go, slowing fast out is what he goes for. And he was faster out, not fast enough. As Tobes starts pulling away a bit. The only real battle on track between these four. Jeremy Robertson getting himself 3 seconds of penalties, and that's quite critical for who's going to get on the podium. See if the little one can get a good exit to this left-hander. Oh, but no, bad at that corner. Not took the power down to avoid sliding. And lifts too much because he's already going slower, so that's him further back. It seems Captain Nick has ditched this group. Oh no, not quite. Trying desperately to do so, not quite able to. The little one finally looking to get this move done. And there we go, up the inside. A little bit of tyre bumping, but in general through. Alex looking to pass another person here. And he's through, despite his less than optimal internet. So many drivers might feel it's safe to just move out of the way of him because of it. I'm not sure what they see on their screen. Hopefully it's not as bad for them as it is from my point of view. That yellow flag is for Big Bulls. Suspect caught the curb, hit the wall. Yeah, looks to be some front wing damage there. It looks like both end plates are gone. That might just be the angle. So Pheasant Plucker then on Club PR. Not as good exit as him. The Ferrari hunting down the McLaren. Oh, Ferrari going deep there. Club PR going deep through that corner. Oh, but the Alfa Romeo is battling for P2 and 3. That's great for Dragon. The Alfa Romeos, though, usually are in a party together. Maybe working together, just trying to gain. If that were the case, I'd suspect Godly Noob to be the one ahead of the two. So we'll see how it goes. It seems this might be the race where they managed to get good times in. I can't remember where they came last race. Where am I looking? Yeah. So last race, Jamie DNF'd, Godly Noob finished 13th. So yeah, these guys always do much better in qualifying early on in the race than towards the end. So let's hope this is their lucky break. It's about time we saw some Alfa Romeos on the podium, and these guys certainly have the pace to do it. It's the ghost of Big Bulls, speeding past everybody. I know he's on soft, but that seems remarkably quick. Oh, into the wall though. Maybe he was just going for the fastest lap and was pushing too hard. I think that this is currently his aim. Yeah, been finishing himself off. I'm bringing out a virtual safety car in doing so. Interesting in the man who could still challenge for the championship. Opting to not just keep going. Of course, still loads and loads of races yet to come. Is that a mistake? Or is there rain? Because I'm yet to see any on my screen. I might be. Pheasant Plucker cutting a corner under the virtual safety car, that's not particularly ideal. Shouldn't need to push the limits that hard while under VSC. So have a quick look at penalties then. Pheasant Plucker with 9 seconds, the rest of them are penalties only having 3. Jay Hartnell seems to have got away from... Oh. Jay Hartnell seems to have got away from Jamie Robertson. These two were side by side. The little one round the outside manages to park it on the apex, preventing Real DC from getting through. this battle further down. Pheasant Plucker. Back of this group, and a very good exit by him, actually not able to capitalise on it. Simply because he gained too quickly out the corner. Not able to pull to the side. The man will definitely now know he's got more pace than the drivers in front of him. Ooh, Jamie Robertson to the pit lane. I did see a raindrop there. Perhaps Jay Williams looking to go into the pit, not able to because Pheasant Plucker got in the way. Both of DRS though. And now I'm definitely starting to see the rain. I suspect Jamie Robertson will be onto the inters. Onto the soft. That may be a mistake. I don't know how heavy the rain's going to go. I can't see the forecast. But I can certainly see the raindrop on the camera lens. These two battling down here for 14th position. Ooh, they've touched our voice. Now keeping out of the wall. Oh, Jamie Robertson's joined in. Oh, look at that. Statistic King pulling over, giving him room. He knew he can get on the other side. Very, very mature driving there. Well done to both drivers. Exactly what we want to be seeing. But Jamie Robertson gaining that position on a soft tyre. Sprunky making a mistake here. Now, I think he may have called the inters too early. Don't know if that's what caused this incident. But of course, everyone else does at some point rush onto wet tyres. Then he is at that advantage. But very far down from the leader at this point in time. At risk of being lapped if the rain doesn't get too much heavier as well. Kyle past Clerpier. Pimish now will also pit into the inters. Let's see, water is now starting to affect the drivers more. They'd expect more grip, it's not quite there. So we'll see how many more choose to enter the inters in this next round of pitting, or next lap. Sprunky again, another mistake. And he is now lapped. Dragon not pitting yet. Godly Noob also not pitting yet. How about Captain Nick? Not too sure how many more of these drivers will opt to go in the pit lane. On board with this, we might see an overtake into turn 1. Okay, now I would expect to see an overtake into turn 1. And there we go. Zooms past him. DC not even challenging it. And another mistake by Sprunky. Such a shame after the amazing start he had. Gaining all those positions. Tobes pitting for inters. Jay Hartnell also pitting for inters. And who's that? Again, Sprunky spinning. Don't know how these tyres still have any life in them after how many times spun around. Nearly spinning there. Would it be wise to get off the racing line where he can, where there's more water? You'll find more grip there. Let's see. Letting the McLaren through. Big Balls has left the session. That was deliberate. He's not currently a driver at racing. Now we'll see here how the inters do against the softs at the moment. Appears at the moment Jamie Robertson absolutely pulling away huge amounts of time on soaps. Don't think it's even a question which tyre is better. At the moment the softs are massively better than the inters. Actually, Jamie Robertson was on the inters. Wasn't paying enough attention to that. Opts back onto the soft. So clearly seen it's the superior tyre. Taking the sunk cost, accepting it, and going back onto the soft, while more drivers going onto the inters. The rain is still pouring. Looks like Alex is through up into third. What are these drivers pitting onto? Sprunky finally retired after all those spins. Well done to him for even going as far as he did, to be perfectly honest. There's very few drivers who would have had the commitment to keep going. Pheasant plucker, a mistake by him there. That's cost him a position and a fair chunk of time. Looks like there's a slow Alfa Romeo here that Real DC not quite close enough. But Real DC, another driver who's just gone to softs. Not sure if he was on the inters before or not. I think following Jamie Robertson's idea. So almost definitely an overtake here, and there we go, nicely through. Jamie tries to block the inside, but DC is too much speed. It's already nearly bit a second gap, and he has the two Alphas. Oh, Jamie, small mistake there. Which driver is that? Is that Jay Williams into the pit? What's that for? That's for inters. Pheasant plucker also. Another man going onto hard tyres. Not sure if that's the right decision with rain so imminent. If I did need to change my tyres, I'd go onto softs until I need to go onto inters. We'll see how the strategy plays out. Dragon with a 6-second lead to his nearest rival, despite being on the same tyres. Doing a very good job so far this race. Let's see if he can keep that up throughout the remainder of it. Got so many drivers still deciding if they want to go into inters or not, but drivers not staying on the inters for too long. Who was it Jamie Robertson was battling? It looked like they went from inters to softs, back to inters. Is that... oh, this isn't far enough back. Oh, it was the Real DC, I think. I can check. Oh, this is not the way to check. No, I'm mixing up multiple drivers. Not sure, that appears to only have the most recent... oh no, this is all pit stops individually. Well, that's not great for me. Okay. We'll get back to the race. Won't look at that screen too much. Yeah, to see the cars driving around, not the numbers on the screen. Scotty Noob and Alex both pitting. DRS now disabled. That's usually the sign you want to start considering. Dragon has pitted the inters actually this lap. It appears, yeah, many of the top drivers. Kyle following suit. We'll see if Jamie Robertson does the same. Yep, into the pit lane. I suspect most drivers will. Here we go, Jay Williams and the little one will gain some places here. Who's that? That is Pheasant Plucker, and that is... Wow, the rubber actually disappeared from that angle. That was interesting. So, Sadistic King into the pit lane as Clerpiar happily keeps going round on his inters. The yellows, Pheasant Plucker are gone. And this now means that every driver who crosses the line will be scoring points on this particular point system. 40 for first place, 1 for 15th. And a kind of weird thing between Jamie Robertson. 5 seconds for crossing the pit exit line. How are we looking on penalties? Jamie Robertson not looking too good. Tobes with 6, but actually in general the field not too bad. Especially considering how qualifying went for quite a lot of them. There we go. Pimis now past the carcass of Pheasant Plucker's car. We'll see, not too many battles going on at the moment. It appears to be a strategy of kind of how long can they do? Is that Jay Hartnell pitting for mediums? No, pitting onto inters. That leaves Pimis as the only driver left on dry commander tyres and clearly suffering from it. Enjoy that not have happened. That's not ideal. Going round again. A very slow lap by him there. That might be a mistake. 26 seconds down on his fastest. We'll see how he does. He might be hoping it gets dry soon and he can go to the end. And of course if there is a safety car and it dries up, that does put him in a great position. But yeah, kind of felt noticeable. You can see the lack of grip around that chicane further on. Going to spin his tyres round. Gets himself pointing forward again. Now I'm being lapped by the top 3 drivers. I suspect we'll see him pitching at the end of this lap. Whether that's for new tyres or to retire, we will see. And he knows he will get some points. They've been in reserve. I'm not quite sure how points work. I think it goes towards the constructors. Not sure if there's an individual kind of for. I was trying to stay out of the way, but of course he is ghosted, or should be certainly. So hopefully Clerpiar can get back in. I'm going to quickly drop him another invite just in case. You should have a spare invite, but better safe than sorry. Don't want our drivers unable to return to the race. Ooh. There we go. And not too much racing to miss at the moment, just drivers going around in the rain, trying not to crash. It's Jamie Robertson looking to get past Clerpiar. He's left the lobby. Clerpiar will be hoping to get back before he gets past. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. Still not reconnected. It's usually Error Voice who likes disconnecting lots. Hopefully he does not lose too much more time. But still not rejoined. Watch this battle then for 4th going on. Just 10 laps to go, now 2/3 of the way through this race. Of course, with the rain pouring down, this is going to be the slowest third. The rain still seems to be increasing, so we might see drivers having to move on to fuller wets. So yeah, real DC there, getting 3 seconds of penalties. Further down the order, I believe he already had some. Wrong button. No, he didn't. That was his first set of penalties. Clerpiar appears still not able to get back into the lobby. Ooh. Sounds like Tier 1's having a lobby restart, so hopefully there's not too many technical issues going on for them. When we're here, the little one looking to catch up with Jay Williams. It seems that second is going up and down. But of course, DRS not enabled does not have that to his advantage. There we go. Dragon getting some support. But if I'm not mistaken, that's the commentator in Tier 1. The little one getting himself 3 seconds of penalties. It's quite crucial up front, being in and amongst other drivers. But at the moment, if it continues like this, it does look like the top 3 might already be decided. But that battle for second, Alex nearly within that 3 seconds of the penalty that Godly Noob has. Neither driver will be wanting to get 3 seconds of penalties, as that could decide an awful lot in terms of who gets second and who gets third. Hello. But also looks like Captain Nick's gaining these guys actually. So we might see Captain Nick. At the moment, Jay Williams and the little one seem to be very equal paced. And Captain Nick gained on them. And it's definitely closed that gap. The rain visibly much heavier now, harder to see. No drivers yet opting for the full wets. Has to be very rainy for that to be worth it. Doesn't look like Clerpiar's been able to rejoin either. Clerpiar saying everyone left his session. Here we go now. Captain Nick looking for the rain overtake. Might want to wait to the main straight though, doesn't want it to be too dicey through these corners. Driver's very prone to getting on the power slightly too early. Spinning it isn't worth the risk in this position. Ah, good, Clerpiar's back. Although that man has lost maybe as much as 12 seconds. Which is a shame. Captain Nick not any closer, but the other one might be within slipstream range to get a good benefit from that. Certainly gaining a lot of time here. And doesn't throw it away. Very smartly played. Getting closer to line up for an overtake in either this next corner or the straight after that. And the interval board's broken. Nice. Thank you, Codemasters. So yeah, we will only see the interval board fixed once drivers across the start line. For the moment, you're just going to have to look and see, but it does look like these three battling away for the moment. The little one trying to get close enough. And I hope I'm saying his name correctly. Might be slightly late at the last syllable. And also, that was quite an impressive power slide by the McLaren. So is that also Toad catching up now? I'm not sure, I wasn't paying attention to what that gap was before. Although, who's this? Oh, Dragon, someone made a mistake. We couldn't see it because the interval timing was broken. I wasn't paying too much attention to the minimap. But Dragon's lost that lead he had in Godly Noob, and Godly Noob might now be looking to take the lead off him. And there we go, interval back for those two. So that is a twist that I couldn't see coming because Codemasters have done an excellent job. But Jay Hartnell, the first man to pit for full wet tyres, might see more follow suit soon. 7 laps, or I guess 8 laps left to go. Godly Noob with a very healthy amount of ERS. This might be his best results so far this season. So looking at the previous races, he's at the 13th, 9th, 6th. A DNF. So yeah, 9th currently his best finish. Wait, no. Sorry, 6th is best finish. So at the moment it doesn't look like he will be improving on what he's previously got. Certainly not a slow driver. We've seen from his qualifying. Plenty to give. And these three are all still fairly close on track. I think for now we'll follow this lead battle. We'll see if either of them decide to pit for full wet tyres yet. Ooh. And no, Godly Noob through to the lead. But now Dragon might be going back through. No, not close enough. So Godly Noob now promoted to the front of the pack. Oh, but of course Godly Noob with that 3-second time penalty. So unless he can start pulling away, Dragon is still looking in the better position here. So here this goes. I think Godly Noob is the quicker of the two in wet weather, while Dragon seems to be the more dominant one under the dry. Yeah, Dragon already 1.3 seconds behind. Piers Godly Noob is pulling away. A light bit of contact there between these two. No front wing lost. Break through. Ooh. Quite heavy on the throttle there. Some miracle doesn't spin it. Oh, and that was better corner by him there. Lost a bit of time through that sector, but gained a lot of it in that corner by taking it very well. Looks like Captain Nick's gaining on these two. If they start fighting, getting side by side, Captain Nick is going to start gaining. Already a 3-second gap between Godly Noob and Dragon. Starting to think that Dragon might not have made a mistake and Godly Noob just drove that well. Why is there a yellow sector 2? Wasn't Jay Hartner, was it? It might have been. More drivers, a lot more drivers now onto the full wets. But neither of the two leaders yet going on to them. Top 5, 6 all opting not to. Ooh, right on the line there, the little one. May have got a warning there. Real DC. Pitting for wets. This might be the overtake we've been waiting for. Let's see. Hold the inside. Yep, there we go. Leaves him just enough space and gets through up into 4th position. Now how these two on penalties, both only 3 seconds. The penalties cancel each other out, but of course if they're fighting, Captain Nick behind them doesn't have any penalties, and at the moment they cross the line like this, he'll finish in 4th. Now the rain really kicking down now. I would highly suspect them to decide to pit very soon. Golly Noob still building that gap to Dragon. Alex actually closing the gap to Dragon. Dragon not faring too well under the wet. Captain Nick might get past Jay Williams here. For that small mistake he made in the exit to that corner. Ooh. Nearly alongside, not quite able to get the power down enough. Dragon does want to pit. Golly Noob does not want to pit. And neither does Alex. I will let you know. Next week we are at Interlagos, Brazil. So that's interesting. Jay Williams into the pit while Captain Nick gets past. Also the little one into the pit. Of course they will all be pitting for that wet tyre. Let's see where they come out. Dragon coming out just behind. That's an interesting camera. Dragon coming out just behind Captain Nick. Now this will be a real test of which tyre is better at the moment. At the moment that answer looks fairly clear. Certainly looks like Inter is slower even with the slipstream. Yeah, no, wets are quicker. Now the question is, how quick can Dragon get past so he doesn't lose too much time to the guys up front? He wants to try and get back up with them. Actually, Alex in a very good position here. Might extend his championship lead even more. Ooh, Captain Nick, maybe not quite leaving enough space there. That's a safety car. Who's that for? What caused that? I'm not sure, but unless these three up front pit for tyres, come out ahead of Dragon, they might, if they come out ahead they might get overtaken when the safety car is restarted. I know, but they will also be onto the full wets. We'll see. Oh, 2 heavy rain. I've never come across that before. But yeah. Godly Noob, still your race leader. Sadistic King. I don't know if he's allowed to get through or not. Honestly, can't remember. Here we go, Dragon in second. Now, I can't remember how it worked with finishing behind the safety car and penalties. But we may still yet see Dragon get the win. But he does have Sadistic King in his way, so, well, yeah. See how that goes down. Yeah, I can't say I've driven the career mode a massive amount. Only really played 5 lappers with friends. I've not done a huge amount of racing myself. I like to think I'm not too bad at the strategy element, but I'm probably not as good as these guys. They're all certainly quicker at racing than me. So here we go, actually it appears the rain's still getting worse, can now barely see a thing. Of course, 3 drivers currently laps. Not sure where they're going to slot into. Wait, is Kyle still on inters? If there's no safety car restart and they finish under the safety car, that's a smart decision. But if not, this man would get eaten up by the field. Does have a lapped car behind to act as a bit as a wall. That is not an ideal time to get penalties. Plenty throughout that section of the field. No, I don't think I've actually come across this before, so sorry for the lack of info on what's happening, but I'm honestly not too sure myself. Don't know the rules well enough to know who's going to get the win here. I'd suspect it to be Dragon, if there's no safety car restart. But even if there is, I don't know, the speed Godly Noob showed in the round before, one lap might be enough to put away 3 seconds. But we'll see most of the field now starting to catch up. Is that the top 11? Aerovoy's nearly half a lap down, so might not actually catch up before the end of the race. Yeah, those of you from England, this will be a nice familiar sight. That wonderful grey sky and pouring rain. Although at the moment actually it's not too bad, certainly where I am. Sure, this is a less common sight in Singapore, but it's a safety car in this lap. There will be 2 laps of racing, which means Carl really is going to suffer. Yeah, I think with 2 laps, Goldie Noob might be able to pull away. Ooh, 2 drivers there again. Penalty for a collision under the safety car. And Goldie Noob, a very lucky position here that Sadistic King's in the way. Yeah, doesn't go, and I think he should have. And that's already a lot of that 3 seconds that he couldn't really afford to lose gone. Oh, what's going on there? Felt like Godly Noob just let him through. I think he was trying not to jump the safety car too. Yeah, been very gentlemanly here. Sadistic King gets himself 5 seconds for ignoring the yellow flag, which is interesting, but seems Dragon lost out to Alex by letting Godly Noob back through. However, Alex does have 5 seconds for a collision with someone. We'll watch Kyle as he gets eaten here. Yep, there we go. 1 man through. Another man. Oh, a little dodgy, but he's through. Interesting, there's still some battle going on much further down the field, though it didn't even catch up with the safety car. At the moment, because they're very much lining up to get past Kyle. That man suffering on the inters. Captain Nick and Jay Williams taking a very slow corner there. Hard to place blame on anyone. Was that an optimistic dive on by Nick? He was going slow enough to make it through. Did Jay not leave him enough room? Now Tobes getting himself 3 seconds there. That's now to 12 seconds of penalties. That's going to cost him. But it looks like Godly Noob has got the win here. Unless he makes a mistake. Sadistic King actually quicker than Alex and Dragon. Dragon at the front of a train of 3. And look at this group here. Perhaps a little closer than I'd feel safe doing in the rain. All right, nose to tail. And all queuing up to get past Carl on the inters. Jay Williams trying to go around the outside, push slightly wide on the exit, but he's through. Small tap on the rear by rear DC on Kyle. Again causing that same domino effect we saw earlier on the other corner. Having such tight 90-degree corners isn't paying off. Another driver past Kyle, and it looks like we might be able to get another 2. Jamie Robertson perhaps braking a bit earlier there. Just Tobes up into 4th. Or back up into 4th, I should say. He was sitting there before. Side by side here. Tobes holds it around the outside. Does not lose that position. It's the last laps. We'll follow Godly Noob around his last few corners. Looks like he is going to take the win. It's nice to see him finally convert his good qualifying pace into good race pace. Even if I was hoping for a Dragon win, but I'm just as happy with this. Certainly showed he's quick enough to get a win. And here we go. Across the line, and Godly Noob takes the win. Alex taking 2nd, but of course penalties make that 3rd, unless that penalty is revoked by the stewards. Tobes, who will drop down the little one, probably past Captain Nick as well, I suspect. No. Carl will be taking 9th unless he dies. That was a little on the risky side. And then these drivers quite far back, but actually a bit of a battle going on here. No, never mind. One driver's a lap down. Neither Error Voice nor Clerpiar for penalty. If Error Voice gets a penalty though, that will be a position that will just take it nice, slow and steady, avoid getting one, and he can guarantee he gets that 11th place. So yeah, there we go. We will get those top 3 in for a post-race interview. Well done to Godly Noob. Oh, whoops. Sorry, he can have his podium. Shouldn't be doing this yet. But here we go. This is the race results. Godly Noob, Dragon on speed without penalty. Alex TG, the little one, Tobes, Captain Nick, Jay Williams, Real DC, Kyle, Jamie Robertson, Error Voice, Clerpiar, Sadistic King, Jay Hartnell, and Pimis. The rest of the drivers did not finish, although Big Balls did get himself fastest lap. So yeah, there we go. That is the order. And I will now quickly try and get them in to a party. Okay, and then right, just got. Yeah, quite nice to see Godly Noob get that win. Don't know how much you've all been paying attention to the qualifying, but certainly seems to be very good at qualifying. And there we go, that winning now for a moment. Hopefully they'll be joining us shortly. Hello, congrats on the podium, Alex.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, how did you find that race at the end? I know it was quite manic with the rain.
Well, after the safety car at the end, I think everyone's tyres are so cold, so everyone's just literally sliding everywhere. And well, anything could have happened, but I'm happy I kept a podium position. So yeah, it was a decent race. It was fun in the wet.
Yeah, was that 5 seconds for contact on the safety car?
Yeah, it was. I got hit from behind, so hopefully I'll get that from you.
I think, where would that put you? I don't think you were quite close enough to get top.
I think it'll be second.
Yeah, if that does happen.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't paying enough attention to who just joined. Was that Godly Noob? Yeah. Yeah, congrats on your first win. And actually, your first good result. You seem very good at qualifying. You finally got it to a race win. Yeah, well, were you expecting to win that race with that penalty at the end, or? You certainly seem to have gone the quicker under the, in the rain.
Yeah, good idea that.
Yeah, I guess, Dragon, you're now, Alex, you're going to be, extending your lead even more. Dragon will probably take second. Oh, of course, Dragon doesn't do mics, so he won't be joining the interview. I've forgotten that.
Alright.
But I think I can hear myself echoing in one of your headsets. I'm not sure what's causing that. But yeah, Godly Noob, you're going to move up quite a bit, because I know you haven't yet had a good result. I think your best was 6th, round 2. So, yeah, well, congrats on the podium, guys. And congrats on the win. Godly Noob. Yeah, I guess next week into Lagos, Brazil. So, you guys any good at that track?
Ooh. I haven't driven it too much, so I have to get some practice in.
Yeah. Right, well, thanks. Oh, sorry, continue.
Yeah, that'd be nicer.
Unless there's rain.
Yeah. Made it interesting though.
Yeah, certainly spice this race up a bit.
Yeah, no, it's good fun.
Anything else to say? Any comments on the race?
No, that's pretty much it, I think.
Only 5 drivers got knocked out of that race. Don't know if I was surprised or not that
Really?
that many.
Yeah, I saw a few left through, but I'd have thought the rain would have made a few more go.
I think they kind of saw, oh, I'm going to get points anyway, may as well finish.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's a good thing. Points being like, is that up to 15th?
Yeah, up to 15th, so every driver that finished got points here.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
I think it works quite well, although it does mean drivers up front get huge more points. So I know that Alex has 110 with the driver in 20th sitting at 1 point, so big gap there. But
yeah.
Nice to see that every driver does it points though. So it can be quite. Yeah, I've been in championships myself where you just have drivers not getting anything really. And It's not great for them.
No.
Yeah, thank you guys for the interview, and good luck at Brazil next week. Once again, congrats on the podiums. Alex, you extending your championship lead. Right, so there we go. That was round 5 at Singapore. An interesting end of the race there. If Alex does get his penalty removed, that will mean that he ends up finishing in 2nd. And he'll get ahead of Dragon. Not too sure what will happen there, but yeah, I mean, Dragon currently 3rd in the championship, Alex 1st, so it is quite important which one of them gets it. So not too sure what will happen with that penalty. Can't actually see the incidents in Tier 2, so I can't tell you now, but yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. That was actually it was a good race. Interesting qualifying, interesting start of the race, and then rain to spice it up at the end once the field started to spread out. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next week at Interlagos. From me, that is goodbye.